Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy SoSo, in case you ain't know so, and welcome back to another episode of Sports with SoSo. Coming to you live from CIC Miami, y'all. Man, this week we got another dope episode. We talk about the Dolphins losing, the Heat tip-off preseason, Canes get their ass beat, Chelsea gets back on track, and the Marlins end the season with a bang. It's time to take a ride, y'all. Let's go! It is what it is.
It is what it is, dog.
Now we back.
like
good,
like
G.
Jordan packs.
Yeah, man, why not?
You know?
Damn, dog.
Monday, we getting it popping.
Not even a victory Monday.
I'm in all black.
We in all black.
It's funeral Monday.
Correct.
Rest in peace to Florida sports teams.
Yeah, man. It was
because it's looking weekend. Grim across the peninsula, my friend.
It's bad right now. It's bad right now. And
I mean,
any way you look at it.
I mean, Dolphins lose.
Yeah. Canes lose. Gators lose.
Gators lose. My UCF Knights lose. I mean, we can just go on and on, but let's just
Marlins lost.
The Jaguars lost.
Jaguars
the
lost.
Bucks won. Shout out to the Bucks. Tampa Bay. Tom Brady.
Luckily.
But you know what? Fuck them. You know what I mean?
We're talking about the fucking Dolphins.
Yeah,
here,
man.
And how much. I don't want to say frustrating because if you're a Dolphins fan, you know exactly what we're talking about here, right? Like, there's nothing new here. But we all had a lot of high expectations for this season, bro.
Oh, my God, dude.
And the worst part about it for me, dog, if you look back historically, we haven't ever gotten off on the right foot to start a season, dog. If you look at the last 5 years, it's like, oh, we start off 2-4, we start off 1-5, and we have this, and never do we start. Coño, the Dolphins are 4-1. Hey, look at that. 5-2. Shit. Probably got something.
I mean, arguably, the best season we had to start was last year with Fitzpatrick. Was one of our better seasons where we had a hotter start for the most part. We started off losing, but then he bounces right back in it, and we had a nice little win streak going.
Yeah, but like I said, we started off losing. We never get off on the right foot, and now with this Dolphins team, it's not even looking like they're competing because when you're losing the way we were losing to the Colts, a winless Colts, might I add, also missing a bunch of players, might I add.
Yep.
And you play the way you did and you can't generate any type of offense, I'm sorry, dog. We're not a good team. And we can't think of ourselves as a team that's aspiring to be good because we have really nothing to base that on, especially offensively. Defensively, we can look at it and be like, all right, we have this, we have that, and we have this, there, and the other. Okay, whatever. We'll leave that aside. But offensively, especially in this day and age of the NFL where anybody can get a pass interference, anybody can score and put up fucking 21 points. The Dolphins are struggling to even get yardage. You know what I mean? Like Jonathan Taylor had more yards than the entire Dolphins offense for like 3/4 of the game.
I mean, dude.
Explain that.
Let's go back to our last episode. Last week we got together. We had some, issues with that loss, right? So what were some of our takeaways that we talked about as far as, things we needed to improve on? Number one was the O-line.
Right.
O-line still looks dreadful. Jacoby has no time. He doesn't get rid of the ball quick enough. He gets sacked. He had a fumble late in the game when we were trying to get back in it. You know what I mean? Because he was getting pressured. Our O-line is just terrible. It's non-existent. We went out now. We signed the guy from a practice squad.
A center.
Center from a practice squad. I forget, for maybe the Rams or something like that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that just tells you where we're at with our offensive line. It starts there. And we can't generate anything behind it.
I understand that. But I would counter with these two things. First and foremost, that problem solely falls on Flores because this is the third offensive line coach that we've had. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, it's like, is it the man for the job or is it the job in itself? Right? Because one of those two things aren't clicking. It has to be how they're coaching them, what type of resources they're putting into that talent scouting, how they're drafting players, how they're looking at that offensive line and how to build it up. There's zero cohesion on there. There's not at least a pair of players that you're like, you know what, at least these two guys work together in tandem, or at least these two guys over here work good in tandem. It's none of that because Even the guy, again, I hate to harp on him, but Austin Jackson, another bad game where he's playing and it's like, dog, if this is the best we got, that this guy has to start, then I don't care who the quarterback is. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is because that guy's not going to survive. Whoever's back there, not going to have time to throw, time to make a play. And we're going to, want that person to scramble and run around and try to do something that they can't. And it's not going to work because it hasn't worked. And the second part of that is we don't even, again, we have a big problem getting started on the right foot. We start off the game with Malcolm Brown, not even Myles Gaskin. Malcolm Brown.
We didn't see a lot of Myles Gaskin
at all
game.
that game.
I saw a lot of Salvin Ahmed and a lot of Malcolm Brown.
And Malcolm Brown being ineffective. He was supposed to be like this guy who can get you 2 yards, 1 yard, whenever you need it. He has not shown that at all. He probably looks.
He had a nice touchdown run the week before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we talked about giving him the ball, giving him more, but I just feel like the scheme, man. Now, I mean, honestly, at the end of this, we're going to pick apart the O-line. We're going to pick apart the receivers, namely one guy that I know you want to pick apart, and we'll get to him later because his screw up was later in the game. We're going to pick apart the defense because I got a lot to get off my chest when it comes to it. But at the end of the day, the person that's being scrutinized the most out of all of this, and rightfully so, is Coach Flores. And we've had nothing but high praise for Coach Flo.
Yep.
We like what he's been doing. But
we like him as a coach and as a person.
But now we're tied with the New York Jets for last place. We got the win against the Patriots on them. It's a division win, so we go above them. But we're both 1-3 to start the season. As much as we laugh at the Jets, we have the same record as them.
Yeah.
That just does not make me feel
and again,
good.
we lost to a team that hadn't found a way to win. And they come to our house and kick our ass. That's shit that, it's almost unforgivable. It's almost unforgivable. And I'm not saying, we need to fire Coach Flo, and I don't think that's your message either.
I'm not there yet.
Right?
No.
We're far from there. We're far from there, right? Because
he has to take a long stare in the mirror.
And really break down himself and say, what am I lacking in? Yeah. What am I lacking in? Because obviously whatever I'm putting into motion here is not working for me. What am I lacking? And that's the type of approach that Coach Flores has to take on it, because we can go over the stats all day, you know what I'm saying, and that shit's not going to really matter because, again, what I saw, what you saw, what all the Dolphins nation saw, right, and the rest of the NFL fans, was a team that can't move the ball, can't run the ball, and can't really throw the ball. So guaranteed you're going to get a 3-and-out at least 4 times a game from these guys, and that shit is a problem. Now, a lot of people wanted Jacoby Brissett in there because they were like, well, at least he can throw it, and he can, he has a big, strong arm and all this shit. Jacoby Brissett ain't it.
He's not the answer.
He's not it. So let's leave this Jacoby Brissett shit done once Tua comes back on Sunday.
We had said he would be a good replacement if Tua went down late in the game.
We were wrong.
And he needed to just help close the game out. You know what I mean? He was going to be that guy, but he's not the guy to start the game, to finish the game, to have us in the game. Clearly, he's not it. And I mean, I'm starting to come around on the whole Deshaun Watson thing, man. You know,
but even that shit doesn't make sense because
it doesn't. But I'm so at a loss right now for words that I'm like, you know what? Give me anything at this point.
Yeah, Jay. But look, we can fucking trade right now for Aaron Rodgers, and that guy's gonna get 15 sacks a game. And then we're gonna be wondering why the hell did we spend all this money in assets trying to get Aaron Rodgers if we can't fucking run and we can't block. That's the problem, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot bigger issues.
There's a lot of bigger issues than who's at quarterback.
But then, man,
but Jacoby's really bad as a starter. Because if not,
takes way too long. Can't get the ball out of his hand.
If he was good enough to start, he would have been started somewhere else. He's not good enough to start here. Tua is obviously much better than he is. A much better option, much better playmaker, much better everything. You want to name it, he's got it.
Yeah.
So Tua needs to start. Obviously, Tua's going to play.
He's out for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, well, no. I heard he might come back for this Tampa Bay game because of how bad Brissett has looked. Because of how bad he looks. Because at least when Tua was in there, we fucking moved the ball at different times, but we moved the ball.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not how much of Tua did we really get to see, man? We got to see Tua in a full Patriots game. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we got to see.
And he won that game.
Exactly.
So
like everybody's saying like, oh, but he's not on the field. Like, yeah, man, I get that, but I mean, it goes down to our O-line, like, and our coaching. I'm gonna harp on that all day. Like, no reason that early in the game to go for it on 4th and 2 and put Tua in that position.
Yeah.
With our O-line as garbage as it is, I mean, come on, what are we doing? So there's a lot to improve on,
and even the playmaking needs improvement. You said it earlier. You know?
I know one person we're gonna really go hard on right now.
Name him, dog, because I've been dying to name him. Name him.
Jakeem Grant, bro. What is you doing?
Guy. I hate that guy. You see why I tell you?
Late in the game, we have a chance. We're trying to rally, trying to get back in it. They punt the ball. Our defense does their job and holds them. They punt the ball over to us.
Here comes your boy.
Grant,
your boy.
Don't be looking at me like that.
Nah, that's your boy,
Don't
dog.
be pointing fingers at me and looking at me like that, son. All right? Jakeem Grant decides, I'm going to muff this punt.
On purpose.
Not on purpose. We can't
Not on
say
purpose. I can't say it on
just,
purpose.
Come on. It's just the second time already this season that he drops a punt, right?
I
want to say he dropped one already in an earlier game.
He did, and he didn't lose it. Right.
He didn't lose it, but this one he did.
Yep.
He did lose this one.
And that's what
that's huge, man, when we're trying to get into the game. We can't have that.
And that's a guy that people like and his playmaking ability and this and that. And it's like, yo, we're loving him too much. And if we love him and he's not fucking that good, then that's why the team is not good. Because we love players like this that are not really producing as well as we think that they're producing. Now, anybody outside of the Dolphins nation would be like, yeah, that guy's a whatever. And we don't see it like that because we fall in love with our guys. Another guy that I got to fucking harp on, Will Fuller.
Oh, my goodness. Mr. Glass.
Listen.
Mr. Glass himself.
Listen, I'm not going to talk about him personally because in his personal life, that's him.
First game with the Dolphins, he breaks his finger.
But as far as what he's been able to produce and what we were expecting, the man has come up extremely short.
I mean, we've only got to see one game out of him.
No, my dog. I'm talking about just being available. He hasn't even been available. Yeah. He hasn't even made his presence known, except for the fact of missing a big catch. Other than that. So everybody who had all these ass expectations for Will Fuller and all that, throw that shit out the window. You got stock, sell that shit. Because this guy's not producing. Same thing with Albert Wilson. No, okay, Albert Wilson's coming back and all that. We hyped it up.
I've never been
but we
high.
talked about
it.
We talked about how the wide receiver has
it's few and far between his big playability.
You know what I'm saying? Like has that depth where we can be like, all right, hey, we got this guy who can do this guy can do this, and none of those guys have done shit except for Waddle and even Parker
and even Devontae Parker. He's holding it down somewhat. I'm
barely,
still upset at that drop pass against the Buffalo Bills that would have avoided the shutout. But,
bro, he had 9 targets, only had 4 catches. That's unacceptable, doggy. And he had before he made that touchdown, he had dropped an easy pass and didn't come down with the catch that hit him in his hands and was complaining for a flag. And then he goes and makes a touchdown, and it's like, look at him. Nah, doggy, because you got the touchdown because they're kind of force feeding it to you.
Right,
you're bound to catch them, but the big ones that we need you to catch, you never catch them. And that shit sucks.
The ones that can change the momentum of a game.
Absolutely.
In a single play. Those are the ones.
And we don't get that.
And man, we just stepping on our own feet, man. I mean, Jakeem Grant with that muff punt, boom, changes the momentum. It's like takes it out of the defense. It's like, great, now we got to go back on defense, and they got a shorter field to deal with. Here we go. And, and then later in the game, Jacoby's, he's doing his thing. He's moving. Boom, gets sacked, fumbles the ball. I mean, you talk about just momentum killers, dude. Like, we're just shooting ourselves in our own feet, man. It's just we're not going anywhere. We're running in place.
The team needs vast improvement, bro. And unfortunately, it's really hard to do that throughout the season. It's really hard. Once the season has started, you got who you got. You're not fucking trading for this guy. This is the NBA where you're going to go get a star lineman. It doesn't work like that, And we're going to have to suffer and see how this season plays out because we do have some really rough games this year. And things that we were counting on don't necessarily seem as easy as they did before, right?
Absolutely not.
Case in point, this Colts team. Now we play the Bucks on Sunday. After that, we get a Jaguars
defending
team.
champion, Super Bowl
who just snuck out of New England. So these guys are going to be determined to play better against a team like us. Then after that, we got the Jaguars in London, a 9:30 game for us down here. After that, Falcons, Bills, Texans, Ravens.
Bye.